Hi, how are you, Latika?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. So, one of the great things about us connecting is we met
Hmm.
through members. I think it was my president of
Yes,
the local chapter for the Philadelphia IAW leadership team, which is
right.
Michelle Thornhill. And I had the pleasure and the honor. As a matter of fact, when I met you, I have just started my role with the leadership
Hmm.
team for them. And, you decided to chime in on our meeting and stuff like that because I think you're new to your chapter, which is in Maryland, right?
Correct, correct. We have so our chapter, the Waldorf chapter in Maryland, the chapter has been inactive for about 2 years now.
Oh,
And so I stepped into the role in February. And Michelle and I went to an event together, and I was like, Michelle, I need your help, please. And she's like, okay, I'll be here to mentor you. I'm like, thank you.
oh, she's amazing, isn't she?
She is.
She's
She really,
absolutely.
really is.
Let me tell you something about Michelle Thornhill. She's going to be a guest with us too, coming up in a couple of weeks. But Michelle Thornhill is 100% authentic in
Yes,
her
she is.
generosity,
She is.
100% authentic in how she's willing to help out and be
Mhm.
supportive. 100%. Do you know that when I joined the leadership team, so I joined IAW back in April, not long after the coronavirus
Okay.
outbreak took place.
Mhm.
And it wasn't until recently that I got scouted out for the leadership team for Philadelphia. And she has been remarkable. She said to me, "What are your goals for your own business?" And I
Mhm.
told her, and she says, "Well, the first thing we need to do is make sure we bring in some business for you." I said, "Well, I like the sound of that. You can never be too successful. It's all about growing, growing,
Right.
growing, and
Right.
or holding on to your success, right?" So
Right.
I said, "Thank you." Do you know the minute I joined, within the first minute, I reevaluated my memberships with other associations. And I said, "I'm not
Mhm.
getting this, I'm not getting that." I was doing a checklist and I X'd out myself. I was like, "I'm done." I said
Yes.
farewell to them and I told them why I was
Mhm.
leaving. I'm sorry,
Mhm.
I'm not one of those people that would go who's passive aggressive and say, "I'm
Right.
sorry, I'm moving on. I can only sustain one or two members at a time, memberships at a time. Oh, everybody was
Mhm.
great. You were all wonderful." I said, "No." I said, "I'm going to tell you."
Yes.
I said, "I'm going to tell
Absolutely.
y'all why
Mhm.
I'm leaving." I said,
Mhm.
"Unfortunately," and this was true. I said, "This was a tough decision for me to make, but I think I owe it to you guys to know why I'm leaving." So,
Right.
because I honestly believe that you're unaware of what you're doing, and I let them have it. I was like, "I'm out.
Mm.
And y'all
Right.
ain't getting under my support." I gave them, I said, "I've hired a handful of you guys, and you've never once considered me for even a consult of my services. And yet you
Mm.
talk about the services, you talk about activities that you're doing for your businesses that are geared towards the services that I offer." I find that extremely offensive. I said, "I don't come into this meeting
Mm.
every month talking about what John Doe does for a living, the guy that I have serving me for what John Doe does here in this group, or what Mary Jane does in this group and represents in this group. I don't talk about the expert that I have on the side that does it for me and say, you guys need to consider this person." I find it very offensive. So I let them have it.
Mhm.
I told them
Right.
all about it. And I said, "I'm out." Kind of like a Dave Chappelle kicking the trash can. "I'm out. I'm having Oprah's baby. I quit."
Oh my goodness.
If I want to walk out, I'm going to walk out where
Oh
you can
my
remember
goodness.
me.
Oh, I'm sure they won't forget.
Never, ever will they forget.
Oh my goodness. That is hilarious. So you let all the Philly out.
So, Latika, let's talk about what you do. What do you do? What's your expertise that we want to
Yeah.
share with everyone?
Yes. So I call myself a career development professional.
Mm.
I have been in career development, talent management, organizational development for almost 15 years now,
Oh, wow.
um, for the federal government and specifically for law enforcement.
Wow.
And yes, and it has been quite interesting because I've been able to help law enforcement personnel who come in from the academy
Mm.
identify where they want to go in their career, all the way up to executive level. So I have built career development tools and resources and programs to help them along the way. So not only have I given them action plans and mentored and coached them, but I've also helped them, especially our, so in the government, we have our, what are they called? Like mid-level managers,
Yeah.
and they're going into executive service. So they're going into the senior executive service. And so I've mentored these individuals to go into certain programs so they can get certified to be an executive director.
Wow.
So it has been incredible to be in this profession. And when I was diagnosed with postpartum depression 2 years ago, I realized that I did not like my job. I did
Wow.
not like my job, but I loved my profession. I
Wow.
loved my profession, and I absolutely loved the fact or realized that I wasn't the only working mom in the federal government who was going through being on this mommy track. You
Right.
know, you want to be a leader in your career, but you have your supervisor and their manager and
Mm.
whomever else telling you, no, you can't take this position because you
Mm.
have kids.
Wow.
Um, or people coming to me and saying, well, why are you having kids? You know, yes, I've had chief of staff, I've had supervisors, I've had people, colleagues, you know, that I've known for years say, why are you still having kids? You're never going to be able to get into the leadership position you want to get into
Why
with all
not?
these kids.
Why not? The best person to be in the leadership role is a mother and a father. The fact that you're managing little people is key.
Oh my goodness. And you know, it's so funny you bring that up because next month is career development month. And that's going to be my theme for next month is why working moms should be in leadership positions.
Mm.
And being, you know, being here in the DC area, um, working moms, we are struggling. We are
Mm.
struggling all around the world, but specifically here us in the DMV area, in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, we're commuting. Some of us are still going into the office, and
Mm.
then we're at home with the kids, and it's just a lot of pressure on us. And so here I am helping these working moms be able to be the leader in their career while also being the leader in their home.
Mm.
And I say that they are boss moms
That's right.
because as a boss mom, you are showing your leadership by
Right.
being a mom and also in your career. And so I show them how they can do both,
Right.
how they can be great in their motherhood experience, how they can still have a satisfying relationship with their husband, even though it's crazy and they don't have the time, while also advancing in their career.
Right.
And that could be going into different training programs because some people may not know that there's certification programs or other courses that you can take to give you another skill. So I help them find these resources or provide these resources for them so that they can be the leader in their career. But it has been an absolute pleasure to help these moms that I've been able to connect with, teach them some things about productivity, how to be productive at home while everybody's at home, how to balance it all without it feeling like it's going to fall apart, and truly being able to guide them back to God. Because I truly believe that in order for us to be okay in this particular time, we have to go back to God. He has to be the center
of it all.
Yes.
And it goes back to mind, body, and soul.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
As a mother, and I'm not a mother, but I am an aunt of 9 nieces and nephews, so I'm close enough. As a mother, it's very, very important, and I can relate and in a sense of having a single parent raise me most of my life. You need to have your mind, body, and soul intact in order for you to be a leader among those children. And when you go into the business world, although you're employed by the government, but the same thing applies. When you go into the business world, and some of those most fruitful companies out here, major corporations, Fortune 100 companies, are successful because certain levels of their management is in tune with their health.
Yeah.
And they are focusing on their mind, body, and soul. Maybe not so much the soul part, but you get it. And these people are successful because they're able to function because they have those 3 things intact.
Absolutely.
If you are worn down mentally, you are no good to yourself or others. If you are worn down physically, you are no good to yourself or others. So you have to be in tune with your mind, your body, and most importantly, your soul. And that soul is your spiritual relationship with God, or whatever your beliefs are. Personally, my belief is in God. You know, you need to be in tune with all of those in order to maintain a certain level of sanity and functionality.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree. And I combine all of that into the Boss Mom Foundation.
Wow.
And what it is I teach you exactly how you can be that leader, how you can have that self-awareness, the mind, body, and soul, how you can, I say smart work, but work smartly and not hard. You know, how can you be productive? How can you use your time wisely? And then strategy, put it all together in some type of what I say life and career management solution.
Let's back up a little bit, Latika. Don't lose your train of thought. You got to go back to that. So you got to work with me on that. Let's go back to the fact that you said working smart and not hard. That's nothing new under the sun. People have used it, people have heard it, but it's so important because specifically with women who are mothers, we are masters at multitasking. We are masters at multitasking, and we are diligent workers too. So in other words, no matter how hard or how challenging something is, we are going to press forward until we make it work. And although that's a good thing, that resilience is good, you have to be smart about how you're working. You know, it's good that you're not easy to give up, but it's not good that you're not working smart. and that you're putting all your time and wearing
Yes.
yourself out doing it the hard way.
Yes.
So I just wanted to
Absolutely.
touch on that. I think that's very big
Yes.
and important for you to be teaching and educating people on.
Absolutely. It's one of the things I realized when I had to take time out, because my doctor, when I was diagnosed with postpartum depression, she said, you got 2 weeks. And she wrote a note for me, 2 weeks off. She said, I don't care what you do, but you're not going to work for 2 weeks.
Right.
And I went home and I was like, okay, how am I supposed to balance 4 kids? And, at the time, commuting 2 to 3 hours, per way
Right.
into DC, and then my husband, and then how am I supposed to do all of this? And what I realized is that I needed to be smart. I needed to be smart. And so, I actually have a training. It's called the Productivity Training for Working Moms, where I take you through, okay, what are your to-do lists? What are those tasks? How are we going to get these done?
Right.
And step by step, how are we going to get these done? How can you use technology? How can you use money or save money in completing this task? I break that down so that you can see that you don't have to work hard as a mom. You don't have to work hard. There are things around you, people around you who can support you to be able to do what you need to do. And as I'm sure you and I both heard the saying that it takes a village to raise a child.
Yes.
It takes a village for a working mom to thrive.
That's right.
And in order for us to thrive as working moms, whether we want to advance in our career or we just want to have a career, we have to make sure that we have a village around us.
That's
so
right.
that is friends who can cook for you. If that's people who can come and watch your kids virtually as you're getting work done around the house, whatever that is, it's working smartly.
Right.
It's working smartly and not harder, not putting so much stress on ourselves to get things done.
But you know what that also means too, Latika? It also means because you want to tap into your existing resources, family, friends, colleagues, whoever, that also means you have to maintain keeping out the negativity.
Absolutely.
You have to take audit on an ongoing basis. I take audit once a year on those in my life. I take audit on my characteristic flaws once a year. Because I'm always a work in progress. We're always a work in progress. But you need to make sure that you are cautious about who's in your inner circle, as well as who's in your outer circle, because some of them don't even deserve to be in that outer circle. So you have to make sure that your resources are worthy. I won't say worthy because it comes across obnoxious, but the resources are reliable for what you need and add that value into your life.
Absolutely. And that's the first layer or pillar in the Boss Mom Foundation is self-awareness. You're taking an assessment on yourself, but you're also taking an assessment on who's around you, mentally, physically, emotionally, who's around you. And one of the things that was very interesting for me is that I realized that I was in a toxic relationship with a relative. And because of that, I was so stressed out. So anytime this person would call, I would be stressed out because I did not want to talk to this person. The name would come up and I would just cringe. I was in a toxic relationship with this person. I had to let the once I let it go, the peace that passed all understanding. It just was amazing, the peace that I was able to receive because I let the toxic relationship go. Not saying I let the person go,
Right.
but I let the relationship go.
Absolutely.
I'm not cultivating this relationship with this person anymore. I know the person. If I see the person, hey, how are you doing? But I'm not calling you. I'm not coming to your house. You're not coming to my house. I'm not inviting you to nothing. But that's something that I had to be aware of and take that assessment to understand that toxic relationship was weighing me down.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so that is one of the things that I teach working moms, that we have to have this self-assessment. We have to be aware of, like you said, who's in that inner, who's in that outer circle, who's supporting us, who's, when we ask for prayer, who's actually praying for us and not just trying to get in our business.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Or take from you. Sometimes they're trying to get into your business just to take from you. Some of it is to just be nosy. And, and you don't need the naysayers, because I am a very spiritual person. Although I have a very rooted religious background, I'm a very spiritual person, and I'm a firm believer that the energy that we put out there,
it comes back.
That's right, is what brings back to us. So, sometimes people want to tap into what's going on with you, and they become naysayers, and you don't need those naysayers. Wow. That's remarkable. I applaud you for that. And I wish you the very best with that continuous venture that you have, because I'm sure that you're utilizing these same tools and efforts as a leader. You have a platform, your soapbox, that you can use through IAW. And IAW, everyone, is International Association for Women. It's a women's network of professionals and entrepreneurs that is international, obviously, hence the name international, with roughly about 1 million members involved. And it's a remarkable sisterhood. I have been a part of many associations that says they represent sisterhood and support one another, but I feel as though IAW has come the closest to actually walking the talk.
Yes, I agree. I've received so much support from IAW, and I would tell you, as an entrepreneur, I've had so many opportunities given to me by IAW than any other organization that I belong to. So I definitely agree that IAW is just a phenomenal organization made up with phenomenal women who truly, truly want the best for you. And it's incredible. I received an email last night from one of our members, and she was just like, thank you so much for our meeting. You guys really helped me, because what other organization is not trying to sell to you? They really want the best for you, and they're going to invest in you, invest that time and give you resources or connect you with this person because they want the best for you.
And they're active. They're active with the when you hear about different associations having engagement responsibilities or membership engagement stuff, it's just the name is a title as far as those type of people are concerned, or associations are concerned. But with IAW, they live by that. They literally want to know how are they, members are engaging, are members getting what they're looking for, what they need, what they want out of the tools and the events that they put together, which is remarkable.
It truly is.
I want to end off with a fun fact with you. So I normally do a fun fact question with everyone. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I am a little stunned on what my question will be for you. So I think since the holidays are coming, they're fastly approaching us. I always say as soon as summer's over, boom, all the holidays, boom, 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 come right into play, including the new year. Hey. So What is your favorite holiday and why?
So, my favorite holiday in the whole entire world is Christmas.
Oh,
Um, I absolutely love Christmas. My husband, when we got married, thought I was crazy because I would decorate. I literally would take, we have Christmas tree shops. I don't know if you guys have Christmas tree
mhm,
shops.
we do.
So, they have fake snow. So I would take fake snow and put it like in front of the fireplace, and then I would have snowmen up and just decorate the fireplace. And then all around the house, we have different Christmas trees with different meanings, and I just would go crazy with
Wow.
Christmas. But it is one of my favorite holidays because I truly believe it's the one time of the year where I feel there is joy in the world.
Wow.
There are so many people who just love Christmas, and this is the one time where people get to be kind
Mm-hmm.
to one another, and so they are giving gifts, a lot of times not even wanting anything in return. And so I absolutely love Christmas, for that reason, because we are in a joyous occasion. We are remembering our Savior. We're giving gifts. We're being kind. We're showing love. And growing up, I didn't have that.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness, so we did not celebrate Christmas. And it wasn't until I want to say 19 years old, that I got to celebrate Christmas for real. And I was just like, oh my goodness, this is Christmas. And so ever since then, I have
So in
just
love.
enjoyed. Yes, I enjoy Christmas so much. And it's not, for me, I really don't care about the gifts. It's just the season. It is the season of joy and love and family, coming together with family, and laughing and just having a great time together. I just love Christmas. And by November 1st, I'm putting up my Christmas decorations.
Don't blame you one bit. For my husband's birthday is October 31st.
Okay.
And he's a Halloween baby, and
Hmm.
Halloween is his favorite holiday because of that. And so we go all out for him because he didn't have the best experience as a child celebrating his birthday, because every time his mom threw him a Halloween party, she would throw it on Halloween and the kids would not show up. So when I came into the picture, I was like, we're going to turn that around. We're going to turn that frown upside down. And
Yes.
I started making a big deal over his birthday, all against his wishes. And to this day, he loves it. So I started decorating. We moved into our new house that we built from the ground up. So I started decorating in September for a Halloween. Now,
Oh,
because of the newness of our home, our first home together, we're slightly newlyweds. I plan on decorating for Christmas way sooner too. I think I'm gonna be 2 weeks behind you for my Christmas decoration. I'm just gonna give people a break and seeing me being the early bird.
oh my goodness.
I'm gonna cut them some slack and not let them have too much to talk about me, but just enough to bash me.
Because they will.
Because I don't care.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
It's my house. I do what I want to do. You don't gotta look.
That's right. You don't. You
That's
really
right.
don't.
That's right. So I'm gonna be right behind you with my Christmas decorations. I have my new home that God has blessed us with. I have my new home that we worked hard for with through God's grace. I have my husband, my home, my pets that mean the world to me. And like you said, the same reasons that you explain why Christmas means so much to you It's the reason why I cherish Christmas as well. So to be able to do that in our new home is just
Yeah,
marvelous.
that's incredible.
And we haven't had,
Congratulations.
thank you. And we haven't had a tree in years because of our cat. We've been afraid that she would jump in there and pull it down. So this year we're going to go ahead and take the leap. We're hoping that she's mature enough. I think she's around 4 or 5 years old. We're hoping that she's mature enough to go in there and just swap the balls a little bit, but we can raise those higher and not jump
Yeah.
in there.
Oh my
But you
goodness,
know
that is
what?
too funny.
I just want to say thank you so much for being here with me. Love to have you back. There's so much that we can talk about, and we want to be a true support. Opulent Events by Gracie want to be a true support to you and what you do, your business, your leadership, you name it. We are here for you. I am here for you.
Yeah.
Take
Thank you,
care.
Gracie.
Don't go anywhere.